Welcome to Prudent News. Now look at the headlines. 3 major gangs of convicts operational at Central Jail in Aguada. Findings from the report of Additional District Magistrate. Food poisoning can be a result of gang rivalry. Government's inquiry vindicates Prudent's expose at the checkposts. Illegalities while collecting entry fee. Other entry points also under probe. A fishing canoe capsizes at Mavor. All 11 crew members rescued by Coast Guard and Drishti lifeguards. 1 critical. Telangana to be the 29th state of India. Hyderabad to remain as the capital for Telangana and Andhra Pradesh for another 10 years. And High Court upholds life sentence to Dupatta killer Mahanand Naik in Vasanti Gowde murder case. Now news in detail. There are 3 major gangs headed by convicts in the Central Jail at Aguada. These are the findings from the report of a probe initiated by Additional District Magistrate into the food poisoning incident at the jail. Prudent is in possession of a copy of the report. The report also hints that the food poisoning episode can be a result of gang rivalry. Prudent had earlier exposed illegalities in Sada sub-jail. Here is a report.
Additional District Magistrate Deepak Desai in the inquiry report submitted to state government said that there are 3 major gangs headed by the convicts at the Central Jail at Aguada. The report says that few prisoners get good treatment while there are several inmates who are treated like underdogs in the prison. Prudent is in possession of report copy. The copy mentions the possibility of one group seeking to avenge the other by all means of hook or by crook cannot be ruled out, and hence the inmates were grilled. One of the prisoners, whose name is mentioned in the report, told the inquiry officers that there are 3 gangs headed by Naresh Parab, Subhash Krishnan and Ramnath Vednikar, all prisoners convicted for different offences. Desai's report also says that though gangs to avenge supremacy may be prevalent, they are not of such a nature who would indulge in an act which is in the nature of mass massacre. The inquiry has also spilled beans on how banned substances like mobile phones, cigarettes and alcohol can be easily smuggled in the jail after colluding with the prison officials. The inquiry has mentioned that often when prisoners are taken to court for trial or for medicinal treatment, at the time of return to the jail, unwanted things get sneaked into the prison. The findings of the report stem from a probe initiated by Desai into the food poisoning incident in the jail reported on May 31st, in which 1 prisoner had died while more than 100 took ill. Prudent had earlier exposed the same plight at the Sada sub-jail. Laukik Shilkar for Prudent.
Government's inquiry has vindicated Prudent's expose at the checkposts. The inquiry has pointed at illegalities while collecting entry fees. Prudent had exposed that the vehicles in the state are allowed to cross border by charging less money without any receipt. Transport Department has taken strong cognizance of the matter. Collection at other entry points is also under probe.
Government had started collecting entry fees with a view to add funds to the state treasury. Government had taken this decision in spite of the opposition from different quarters. Prudent exposed how vehicles are allowed entry without paying less fees and without any receipt. Following Prudent's report, Transport Department had initiated an inquiry into the matter. Prudent impact. Prudent had exposed heavy vehicles entry without paying toll. It is proved that some light motor vehicles are also allowed without entry fees. Some vehicles are allowed by charging small amount of entry fees but without any receipt. Nobody knows where the money goes. Officers may not be involved. Further investigation is on. All checkposts in the state are under scanner. Investigations at all the booths is on. Government is expecting the report in next 15 days. Preliminary report on Mole checkpost is ready. Bureau report, Prudent.
A fishing canoe capsized at Mobor on Tuesday. 11 crew members had ventured into the sea. 3 swam across to the shore. 7 others were rescued by the lifeguards and coast guards. 10 crew members are safe. One of them is critical and has been shifted to the GMC. Despite of a warning by the meteorological department, the fishermen had ventured into the rough sea.
Eleven fishermen on board canoe faced a tragedy in the rough seas off Mobor on Tuesday. This is the third incident in last 3 days in Salsette. The crew had ventured into the sea for a fish catch. The canoe is owned by one Jack Fernandez from Carmona. It overturned about 3 nautical miles away from Mobor shore due to strong water currents. 3 fishermen swam across and reached the shore, whereas 7 fishermen were rescued by the Coast Guard and the lifeguards.
All 8 persons are safe. They have been admitted at Hospicio Hospital, Margao for treatment.
Because the fishermen, once they capsize, they drift. I believe they drifted almost about 800-900 meters away from where they had actually sunk. Then we could identify them and picked up one by one.
In between patches मिल रहे थे बारिश के जाते समय, but luckily area में weather was clear, so we could do it comfortably. हालांकि in between there were very strong winds, gusts में जब आ रहा था तो maintaining over the boat जब हम survivor को उनको उठा रहे हैं boat से, उस समय जब हवा के झोंके आ रहे थे तो थोड़ा बहुत मुश्किल था ज़रूर, but we could manage it.
Fisheries Minister Avertan Furtado visited the spot at Mobor Beach. He expressed regret that fishermen go into the rough seas despite state warning.
I don't know when there was a bad weather warning why they had to go out.
This is the third incident in 3 days in Salsette of canoe capsizing in the rough seas. Mechanized deep sea fishing will begin from 1st of August as the 60-day long fishing period ban gets over. Reporter Samir Bhatt for Prudent.
It's time for a short break. Stay tuned.